Welcome back. Well, last video was we trying things out together. This one I'm just gonna play a game. So it's sort of a gameplay video. Yeah, we meet at a corner, but it's a gameplay video. I will talk about the game, some stuff maybe I left out or didn't thought of from the last video, but otherwise it's like a gameplay video because there'll probably be a lot of actually playing too. But before we start, I'd like to mention a few things, of course. I like the menu. It's got 4 blocks for the main game mode. It's easy to see, and then it has, as you can see, branches down on what's under the specific game mode, what they are. It's short description, so you can easily see what this game, what those game modes are all about. Like play now is an exhibition, the show live, online rated, so obviously single games, online, etc. Franchise, it says franchise, online franchise season, so it's a season mode if you want to play full seasons and stuff like that. Community challenges, it says test your skills in the variety of challenges built by members of the community, so it is exactly what it said it is. Mini modes, it says what it is. Diamond Dynasty, that's a new thing where, like, if you see here, where you have baseball card collection now that have to do with this game mode. I haven't tried it yet, I don't want too much details, but you can collect items, inventory of items, baseball cards. You can buy baseball card with in-game credit, things like that. So there's a lot more stuff going on in 15 and 14. Road to the Show as you play, obviously, if you already know. If you don't know, Road to the Show is where you play as yourself, as a character, a created character, and see how you can go from the minors, move all the way up to the majors. That's a really cool mode. Community, there's a lot of other stuff. Vaults is still there where you can download uniforms, logos, and stuff like that. I wonder where you can use the uniforms and stuff on MLB 15 to show, because in 14 you can only use those from the Dynasty mode. I think that's it. Some kind of online mode, that's it. You don't get to use it in seasons, you don't get to use it in exhibition. That was kind of a shame. I wondered what sort of stuff they will allow on this one, but I don't know yet, so I'm not going to tell you too much about it. Otherwise, everything else is the same as before, just in different ways. Now you can see them easily. So anyways, we'll actually play another game. This time, I'm going to be the Dodgers. The reason for that, it is Yasayo Prick on the cover, an intro. So let's play the cover team. Who do I want to play against though? I think I'll go against its rival, St. Louis Cardinals. I think, who do I want? Oh, that's a Kershaw. Kershaw's cool. We'll have Dodger Stadium. We'll have not. Well, you know what? Before we go to that, let's see if there's any more fields. There's minor league team stadiums, classic stadium. Okay. It's the same. Only a few. It's not a lot of them. Which is more stadiums. I really wish there's more stadiums. Some of the stadiums I really want to see happening. Example, like, hold on a second. Examples will be like Kingdom. You know, I grew up with Kingdom. I was a big Seattle fan. I like to see, a Kingdom in a modern baseball game. Yeah, I haven't seen that in baseball game for a long time. Some other stadiums though I like to see. Say like the Montreal, the I forgot what the name was, Olympic Stadium or something like that. The one in Montreal. I like to see that as one of the stadiums you can pick. It would be cool if you can pick those, And some other ones that, I grew up with. I mainly, I started watching baseball in the 90s. I was pretty young. And, so a lot of my baseball excitements were really from the 90s, right? And there's still a lot of good memories in the 90s. So some of those stadiums they used back in the 90s, kind of missed them. Like even go as far as, because I live in Toronto, right? So Blue Jays is obviously the home team here. Yeah, even go as far as the grass and in the Sky Dome. Yeah, I'm not gonna call it Rogers Center, it's still Sky Dome to me. So the grass in the Sky Dome, it looked totally different before and now. Now actually looks quite ugly, to be honest with you. I remember in the 90s, the Sky Dome's outfield, the green grass. I don't know the difference. I think now they use natural turf. Before it was like an artificial thing, I think. But I actually like the artificial thing way better then, because now if you look at the outfield, you can see a lot of brown spots. You know, it's not all green, you know. And it has this layers of like a pattern now. It doesn't look good. Before it's nice. It's just nice color, smooth. I don't care if it's real or not. It's nice. Now it's not nice. It's different. Yeah, I wish they can kind of bring that back. But if you can include that in the video, you know, 90s Sky Dome, that would be pretty cool too.
Well, one thing you can always say when you're facing a guy like this is that he's gonna strike hitters out. The question is, are you gonna make him work for those strikeouts? And if those 3 pitches are any indication at all, these guys could be in for a long night.
Nope, Matt Holliday is at the plate.
One thing I don't understand, you'll notice that the World Baseball Classic, right, is hosted by Major League Baseball, right? The first one is hosted by Major League Baseball and Konami. And now just Major League Baseball. But how come World Baseball Classic never have an American game released? I don't understand. The 2006 and the 2009 both have some kind of a release in Japan, where the 2009 is part of the Poyaku Spirits series, the 6th one. There is a World Baseball Classic mode for the 2009 version. There was something like that for the 2006 version as well. But none of them were released in America for some reason. Why doesn't you know, the show series have a World Baseball Classic mode? I mean, part of the reason that makes soccer so popular because it's a world sport. And then they put up all that effort to have World Baseball Classic every so many years and then advertise it a lot. I finally feel like baseball is becoming a little bit more mainstream international wise. You know, it could be a big thing, it could be a cool thing. Why doesn't it advertise a little bit more afterwards? You know, it's just a game mode, a little bit more player models and roster. No, it's not asking a lot, but it's making this a lot more fun. You know, for people that don't even watch the sports, you can get into it just by picking your country. That would have been cool, you know, like a starting point to get into baseball. I mean, that had happened, right?
Ready to go now in the home half of
you see, like, I came from Taiwan. We don't really watch soccer very much. I've seen people play soccer, but nothing serious. At least growing up, I never seen people very serious about it. It's mostly really just baseball and basketball and other stuff like karate and other things, other sports are way more popular. Even football, American football is more popular than soccer. But it was always familiar because of the FIFA series. To me, it's the FIFA series. The first FIFA I ever played was the FIFA 98. The thing about it is, it's international sport. You mainly play those kind of games to pick a country, you know, a national team of a certain country. So, you know, if you get to pick countries that have closer relation to you, then you'll be more likely to sort of get into it or want to know it more or have the interest to even start, right? So finally this World Baseball Classic that's widely advertised on the internet, mainstream wise. And why doesn't it do a little bit more? Put in the video game, right?
And that's allowed out number 1. So with the
How
leadoff
often do
man
you
up,
see an
give you a look at the
international
dimensions here,
competition
Dodger
baseball
Stadium.
video
See,
game?
it's a good 330 down the left field and right field line.
Almost never.
There's potential for a cheapie
There's
down
some
in the
mods
corners,
of
as that
old
fence in front of the
NES
stands is
games,
only about 4.5 feet
but
tall.
otherwise almost never,
First pitch at
you know?
the AB is swung on and lifted in the air to straightaway center. And here's Jay to put it away, and that's out number 2.
Except for, of course, I mentioned the Japanese
Yasiel Puig
baseball game
gets
have
his first cuts now, and he'll do so with
the
bases
World
empty
Baseball
and
Classic
2
mode.
away here in the first. Line
But
hard to center
they didn't have the
field.
2013 one.
James
That was
is gonna
actually
have room out there as he puts this away
bigger
to retire
than
the
the
side.
2006 and 2009
1, 2,
one.
3 go the Dodgers. We've played an inning. No score.
Yeah, there's something wrong here. The fact that baseball is not internationally popular as much as other sport, I think some of it, no, are responsible.
Second inning starts with a fastball
They're
that
not
misses.
advertising
It's
enough.
1-0.
Well, not advertising the right way.
Up and in here as he had to
That was
bend
a
out
really
of
good
danger.
opportunity to make it international, but they didn't
Not
do it.
intentional. As a hitter, you still hate
Where
to
they
see
really
that ball
could.
up around your eyes.
2-1. And this will be fouled away. Now Kershaw delivers a 2-2. This is foul right side.
You know, a lot of times I appreciate those little
Ready with
moments in the
another 2-2.
simulation video games, such as the last video you see what happened in the 7th inning that Kershaw's get destroyed, like what happens in the real life, things like that, and some other interesting moments that happens here and there that you don't always get to record them unless if you record them all the time.
Take a fastball in there
Those
at the knees
moments
for strike
makes this
1.
game really
Well, how
cool.
about strikeouts per 9 last year? Clayton Kershaw, 10.85. That was the best.
I remember I was
outstar
playing
in
a
all of
game
baseball. That's a pretty
with
good
my
reason why
friend,
you go 21
and
3 with a
I believe he was using the
1.77
Pirates
ERA.
or something like that. And then the game was pretty intense, right? We didn't really get much of any hits at all. It's a complete pitching scheme. And then bottom of the 9, he did this. I believe it was like a 3-run home run or something. Basically, he did a comeback and a win the game, and that was so cool. It was so exciting. Sometimes the simulation games can be very exciting too. If you get into it, when you get into it, and then all that strategy and thinking. It's a simulation. There's a lot of strategy and thinking in simulation games. It doesn't matter if it's baseball, airplane, doesn't matter what Sim City kind of thing. And then you make things happen after all that effort. I think that's a very satisfying thing about simulation games that a lot of people just can't appreciate because they didn't have the patience to get into it at all. Which I think a lot of people are missing out a lot. You know, they dismiss the simulation games for those kind of reasons. Of course, I'm not saying everybody should play it. I shouldn't force anybody to do anything they don't want to do, you know? When it comes to things that's not very important anyway, like this. But, no, I still think if you have the effort to explore a little more, you should.
He's going right through him here in the second. That's 2 pitches and 2 outs. And you
No,
know,
at times I actually very
like this
enjoy
early on, that
the
can
American
really pay off
football
later in the
video
game.
games as well. That's actually the only place that I actually enjoyed about American football. I don't watch football games at all. But then I used to play the Madden series, especially 2008. I played a lot of that. It was really fun. That I got into football a lot. Still didn't watch it, but enjoy it very much. Enjoy the sport, the idea of it, teams, and the strategy and how the game works. Recently, I actually picked out the NFL Blitz 2000 for the Dreamcast. I probably will talk about that later. That game is really fun.
From the belt, the pitch. And he gets a piece of this one to foul it toward the backstop. He's set, now the pitch. A little bit off the outside, it's 1-2. Comes set, now the pitch.
Oh, nice chance. Go for it.
Through into center field, a base hit. And the run will score.
There we go. First run.
1-0 lead.
Good stuff.
Back-to-back
First run.
Back-to-back two-out doubles are gonna get him a
I
run.
kind of like that
Like this inning was under
design.
control, but that's the kind of
Ah, another trophy. I kind of like that design where you have the logo and then you have the kind of the smokes in the back. That makes it look real cool. Different colors of smoke and stuff. I do really like, so far as I play, I really like the pace. It's actually faster than MLB 14, the show. I don't know, it's because like the transitions is a little bit more snappier, or is it because of, like I said from the last video, when the fielding, the passing the ball seems to be much faster than 14. At least it feels very fast in comparison.
Now pitch on the way. Fastball, and he has to bend out of the way of that one.
Yeah, and we see too many guys break fingers, break wrists, bruise knuckles. You name it on the fastballs in tight. That's an occupational hazard.
And 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Here it comes. And Kershaw
Come
can't
on.
find the target there as he's run it as far as it can go now. It's 3-2.
You can bet they'd love a ball 4 here. So that would let this guy have a shot to bunt him over.
You know, everybody's got like a
Once again,
favorite team,
3-2.
right? Or maybe a few favorite teams they really like. And everybody's got some teams they don't like very much. No, not necessarily hate, but they kind of see them as rivals of the teams you like. That's perfectly normal. A lot of us doesn't really watch the sport based on the regional reasons. Like, I live in Toronto, but I'm not necessarily a Blue Jays fan, even though I do not hate them, and I do like them to win if they could. You know, I'll be happy about that if Toronto Blue Jays winning a lot, or maybe get to the playoffs and stuff like that. That would be great. But you don't necessarily watch the game because you like your home team. You know, you got 30 teams to choose from. There might be teams you like more than the other. So, you know, there are likely to be teams you really don't like very much. Like, to me, Cardinals is one of those. You know, one of those teams that you don't like very much because it's like a rival of teams you like. You know, I have to admit, Cardinals is a really great team, and I love the logos and the jersey design and everything. But there's just something about them. I really don't want them to win. Maybe because they're kicking Dodgers' ass a lot the last couple of years during the playoffs, but you know, just one of those things. But I must say, it doesn't bother me. Cardinals doesn't bother me as much as Tampa Bay and Arizona these days. I really don't like Arizona Diamondbacks at all. You know, recently, and then I can't think very highly of the Rays at all either. I don't know. I guess I can try to explain what I don't like about them, but then I gotta start with Cardinals first. Once upon a time, I loved the Cardinals. Like I say, I think their logo and their jersey, the design, everything, it looks really cool. You know, I like the Cardinals. Back in the 90s, you know, when Ozzie Smith is still in the team. That's when I first noticed about the Cardinals. You know, being like not living in North America, it's limited information you can get about the Major League Baseball. But luckily, Taiwan taught a lot about Major League Baseball. We're getting a lot of information during the mid-90s. TV starting to broadcast Major League Baseball, and we starting to get familiar with it. And that's when I started to collect the baseball cards. And based on the stats in the back, that's how as a kid, that's how I determined who's a good player and who's a bad player. Anyway, so at first it was Ozzie Smith, and then later Mark McGwire went to the Cardinals from, the Athletics, and that was really cool. And then, of course, one of my favorite baseball games at that time, or at least the most memorable baseball games that I used to like very much, was Triple Play '98. And what's his name? Brian Jordan was the Carver person, and he was the he was a Cardinal. So I used to like Cardinals. But then now I don't, because they beat Dodgers a lot. I like Dodgers more. So anyway, and when it comes to Arizona Diamondbacks, though, actually it was actually one of my top few that I really like team. But ever since they changed that uniform to that really ugly D-back and the color scheme of black and dark red kind of thing, I don't know, like, the Diamondbacks, to me, it looks like a minor league team. I just don't like the way they look. You know, they look like a bunch of douchebags. But once upon a time, I liked them very much. Obviously, during their prime back in 2000, 2001 era, where they win the championship with Chris Schilling and Randy Johnson and Luis Gonzalez and all these guys. That was a really cool era. They had a really cool uniform. They had this, purple theme uniform with the pink stripes. I like those uniforms. Like, Arizona Diamondbacks was a really, really cool team. It looks cool. They got cool players, recognizable players. They even got Matt Williams. I used to like Matt Williams so much when he was in Giants, and then when he went to the Diamondbacks, I thought he was still very cool. Because, I don't know, he's bold and he can hit home runs. I like the guy. That's cool. But then, anyways, it's just a change. The uniform is not the same anymore. Everything about them, like, they look baggy. They don't look very, snappy. They don't look very good. So I starting to dislike them very much. They don't look like, a champion anymore. Right? And then Tampa Bay. There's something about Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, I actually can't describe why they didn't like Tampa Bay very much. But I don't like Tampa Bay very much. That's all I can say about that.
But this will not get out there deep enough as it's run down by the right fielder in the alley for the second out. And he's up to third safely now with 2 gone in the inning.
This turns out to be a real heads-up play at second base.
Some of the few teams I really like, though. Well, that's what right now, obviously, I'm wearing Orioles hat, but that's had a lot to do with Wayne Chen, really. But I always liked Orioles, even before. During the 90s, obviously, with guys like, I think his name was, what's his guy's name? Bobby Bonilla? Yeah. He was cool to look at. I used to like that guy. Bobby Bonilla. Oh, Mike Mussina was an Oriole before he went to the Yankees. He was a really good pitcher. And obviously Cal Ripken is such a classy guy. Cal Ripken's cool. Various other guys like Brady Anderson. I remember there was a 1 year Brady Anderson, he hit 50 home runs. It's like, the leadoff hitter of the team. There's only one time he hit that many home runs, but it's still very cool. I remember that year I watched a lot of baseball. I thought, hey, that guy from Baltimore, it's really cool as the first guy. And he's got this sideburn. Right? If you look at his old pictures, Brady Anderson's got this sideburn, so he's a really cool looking guy hitting a lot of home runs. And I really like Orioles orange and black or orange and white kind of
And he'll
color
just
scheme.
fight this one
I
off
thought
as
that's
it's
pretty
chopped
badass.
foul.
The whole dark orange kind of like Halloween kind of thing. It's cool.
Another 0-2
I was like
coming.
the Oreos to some
Chopper
level.
foul.
I was never a fan of Yankees or Boston. They're sort of like too popular kind of team, you know. It gets a
Here's
little
Kershaw
boring
with another
sometimes to
0-2.
look at those teams.
In under the hands with a
Obviously,
fastball.
like I
It's
said
1-2.
earlier, I was a big time Seattle fan in the 90s. That was,
And pitch.
I had the hat, I have the jersey, no, I had the jacket, the official one, that I wear.
One of those guys that
In 96-ish, I had one of those. Got t-shirts, you know, and then got the Ken Griffey shoe. Remember when Ken Griffey had his own shoe? Yeah, I had one of the Ken Griffey shoes.
Here's the catcher,
Ken
Yadier
Griffey
Molina.
shoes. I got a funny story for
And
it.
he'll take a look at
I
ball
love
one.
that shoe so much because it's a Ken Griffey shoe. And there was one point it actually became too small for me.
No runs,
You know, I
three
grew a
hits,
size.
and no errors so
So-
far for the Redbirds.
You know, there was all like teenage eras, right? And I grew
And he
a
gets
size.
piece of it here, but
I
it's
kind of,
chopped
it
foul.
doesn't really fit anymore. But I refused to buy another
Now
shoe
the
because that
1-1.
shoe is still in good condition. It's my favorite shoe.
Had him
And this
guessing
one
that time, but
time,
he's barely able to foul it away.
I was already here by that time. This one time, I was sent
Now the 1-2 coming to
to
Molina.
some kind of a summer camp,
1-2
right?
pitch is
And
swung on,
it was just like a
lifted in the
couple
air out to
days.
center field.
Anyway, the last day, I was wearing that shoe,
Is there, two
and then
gone.
I feel really uncomfortable with my feet. But I don't think too much. Just sort of, you know, just go on with your business. You know? A little bit of pain, big deal. Anyway, that day we finally get to go home,
Peralta
so we
will
went
stand
home.
in. He
And then I
grounded
take off
out
my
his
shoes
first
and
time.
realize my socks were soaked with blood.
And he's
It
held
was so
high by
tight
Peralta. Now the pitch.
that my toenails were actually
Around on the fastball here as this is
making
hit
cuts
well out
on my
towards
outer
left
toe.
field.
Oh God,
Crawford
phew.
will get there and he puts
Oh,
it
that was
away
close.
to
I
retire
was
the
actually
side.
making cuts on the other
Stick
toe and I was
around, we'll
bleeding
see
the whole
Adrian
time. That's when I
Gonzalez
decided
lead things off
I
after
gotta
the
buy
break.
another shoe.
To
You
the
know.
bottom of inning number 4 we go. The Dodgers lead it 1-0.
Anyway. That was pretty, yeah, Seattle.
There
You know,
is Adrian Gonzalez.
it was really the
He'll be in there to
95
start things
Mariners
out against
that
Adam
made me
Wainwright.
like Seattle very
Infield
much.
in the overshift
Obviously,
here, now the pitch.
Ken Griffey Jr. was
Now a
advertised to
swing and a hard
death,
hit grounder.
and I really love
Take this to the
Ken
bag,
Griffey Jr.
3
baseball for
unassisted
the
for the
Super
first down.
Nintendo.
Well, that's a
If you
nice
remember
job
that
right
game,
there to readjust
that was
to that
really
curveball.
fast-paced,
I don't know if it was hitting on it or
smooth
what. It certainly
animation,
hit it hard. Unfortunately for
arcade
him,
baseball
might
game.
have
It's
something.
really fun.
Howie Kendrick will dig in here. He flew out his first
And then
time around.
obviously you have the 95 Seattle
First
team,
pitch
or
coming from
96.
Wainwright.
Really, actually, anywhere between
He's able to ride
95
this one high
to
and deep toward
even
right
94.
center.
95, oh, nice.
Goodbye. This one ain't coming
94,
back.
95, 96, 97, and maybe 98. After that, there was actually a period of time I didn't watch baseball very much. But around those period of time, that was my Mariners, Kingdom, the Bone Jake Buhner. He was such a cool guy. He's got that batting stance where he's facing you, just holding the bat like this, or he's wiggling around. Doesn't look like he's actually a pro player. Looks like he's some kind of kind of like a buddy that's like ready for a fight or something. You know, it looks like he's ready to slaughter somebody or something like that. That bad. Anyway, so when the pitcher pitches, ball comes and he turns into a batting stance and hits it out. It's a really cool guy. He's a 40 home run guy, and he looks really unique too. You know? It's a very likable guy. You got JP, you got guys like Edgar Martinez. Edgar Martinez got like the batting stance where he's like, oh, very, very graceful, right? And then he holds it all the way up here and it's like swinging that thing. And when the ball comes, when he hits it like such a smooth swing all the way, you know. It's like a constant like 300, 320 guy, you know. He had batting titles too. Edgar Martinez was so cool.
Here's Jock Peterson
And
now.
he can hit quite a bit of
Right,
home runs too. You know, he's like a
ahead of him here with
25,
strike
30 home run guy too. Obviously, you got Ken Griffey Jr. No, they're not lying when they say he's got the greatest swing ever in the history of baseball.
Pitch on the way.
Watching him swing that goals,
Fought off
even
the plate
his
as it
little,
shot
really
foul.
cocky, slow walk,
2
is
out,
just so
nobody on.
enjoyable. And he's such a fun person to look at too. You
Now
know,
pitch on the way.
it's always like,
And a
had that
sinker
big
there,
smile
swung
going
on and
on.
missed for out number 3.
yeah. And then you got guys
One
like
for the Dodgers on the solo home run.
Alex Rodriguez when he was a rookie.
Now 2-0 LA.
The beginning days with the Mariners, he's like this super talented young guy, handsome, you know. As a shortstop, he can hit all home runs.
Make his way
He's a
towards the box
300
to lead
batting
off the
average
fifth.
guy. He is so cool, you know. You got this young guy who's following the footstep of the other guys, you know, the older guys. But he's just as good as them, you know, in different ways. Like the Mariners, like the 90s Mariners, is like really all around cool team, you know. You got pitchers like Randy Johnson, guys like such a freak, is so tall, he's a left-hander, he's like fucking throwing 90, 96, 97, like drinking water, you know, it's so easy for him. It's such a scary pitcher, right? Of course, like if you've seen the All-Star games, some of the All-Star games I catch, you see Randy Johnson, he's doing, it's very humorous too. He's doing like, if his first pitch would be throwing like right behind this guy's head or something like that on purpose to scare him off. You can see them smirking behind him. It's like really fun to look at Randy Johnson, such a cool guy. Randy Johnson, you got Jimmy Moyer. Jimmy Moyer is kind of a mediocre guy, you know. He's not like very, very good, it's not whatever, but he's a 20-win guy, right? It's like a sort of like a 3.5 ERA, like 18-win, 20-win guy. He's a really cool guy. It's like a, you know, it's a number 1 pitcher of the team. Jimmy Moyer, he's cool. You know, he pitched till he's like 49, I believe it was.
Now a swing and a ball
I thought he was
high in the
49,
air
thought he
over toward
retired.
foul
He's like
ground.
so old. But then he's so stable. Right? So that was really cool. What else is in the team? I would say significant. I mentioned
He gets another out here. That's 7 in a row now he's set down.
it was Tino Martinez. Tino Martinez, yeah, it was Tino Martinez. I noticed he's becoming pretty good with the Mariners, and then he sort of just went to the Yankees. I think he's got some fan there afterwards.
First pitch fastball.
He was actually a power hitter for a while for the Yankees. I thought that was too bad that he went to the Yankees instead.
1-1.
Now here it comes.
Yeah, the Mariners. I didn't watch very much baseball after 2000, though. I didn't pay too much attention, but except for when Ichiro came
The pitch.
to America in 2001,
And a fastball.
I pay a little bit of attention on whatever happened to
Down
Ichiro,
in order go the Cardinals.
because I was an Outer
They trailed
Speedway
things
fan
here,
when I was in
2-0.
Taiwan for the Japanese
Giovanni
league.
Grandal will
You know,
stand
like
in to lead
Ichiro's
things
always
off in the
been
bottom of the fifth.
like one of my favorite player of all time, I could say,
High and
Ichiro
deep to right
Suzuki.
center field.
So that was really cool.
And this ball is gone. No chance to make a play on that one.
Yeah, so what's up blabbing about this whole 90s memory over here? Hopefully it's not too boring to you. Maybe there's some relevance for you.
You want to talk about instant offense? How about the first pitch of the inning? He's just hoping to get ahead here with a first pitch strike, but now all of a sudden, he's got a guy circling the bases.
Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. Stepping in now, Clayton Kershaw. And he'll watch one miss up and away for a ball, 1-0. The next pitch. And this is lifted in the air.
Whatever
out
happened to all
left.
the guys in baseball that wear glasses?
And this is taken in by
I don't think everybody
Holiday.
have
One
surgery
away now.
or wear contacts. What happened to really, really fat players, eh?
Begin with one
There was a
in
lot
and
of
one
really
away.
fat players. I don't mean like muscular fat. I mean just like look fat
Now here's the first
kind of
pitch.
guys.
First pitch here misses
You
wide.
know, that sort of
1-0.
makes that stuff like that kind of makes things a little bit
And the
boring
pitch.
these days in comparison. You
And
know,
this is fouled
like same thing
back
to
and out of
wrestling.
play.
I haven't watched wrestling since like soon after the
1-1
Attitude Era,
coming to
early
Rollins.
2000s. After
Here's
that,
a
everybody
foul
looked the same.
ball left
You know,
side, and
you
that'll
go, you
move
go
it
up
to
there,
1
you
and
look
2.
at everybody's wearing like black short,
Now, pitch on the way.
same kind of shoe
Now for the
or
second
whatever.
batter in a row, this is in
Same
the
kind
air
of
out to
similar
left
body
field.
type, similar
And he
attitude,
will make the play out there, and there
similar
are two away now.
music. You know, I'm so sick and tired of this alternative rock music for everything. What's up with that? Like so many like wrestlers use
Bases are
that
empty here with two
kind
gone,
of
and
rock
that'll bring in
song.
the
It's so
dangerous left
generic.
fielder, Carl
Same thing to
Crawford.
this stuff, like in baseball. So many people, that sounds, I don't know.
Now here's the first pitch.
So like a post
Ball
Nickelback,
hit high and foul
Nickelback
down the left field line.
kind of
Strike one.
rock music. You know, alternative hot rock,
Now the
but
pitch.
extremely generic. What is up with
And
that?
here's the
Is
ball
that
in the
people
air now,
have no,
carrying a bit out toward right center.
it doesn't have the
Hayward
unique
is
style
gonna have
anymore.
room out there as he puts this away to retire the
Like,
side. But the Dodgers
there's a lot of
add on
superstars
courtesy of this solo
in sport
home
today
run.
too, you know, in baseball.
5 innings
But not a
complete.
lot of
It's
them
now
are very
3-0 Los
unique.
Angeles.
You know,
Matt Carpenter will come in now to begin their
not a
half
lot of
the
them that you
sixth,
remember
and it's been a
forever,
struggle for
unless
them
if you're
so
a fan.
far. Just 3 hits through the first
People who
5
doesn't
innings.
watch the sport
And that's
baseball, they
certainly
probably
not gonna be
still
enough to
know
get the job
about Ken
done.
Griffey
And
Jr.
that scoreboard
in the
bears out.
90s.
If they want to get back
Or
to the
various
game,
other
I
guys,
think
like
this
people
is
know
the
about
inning that it needs
A-Rod.
to start happening.
You know, they're all like extremely
Now here's a
unique
ground
in their
ball
own
that'll get by
rights,
the mound
right?
and
Like
into center
Tongue
field for a
Glavin,
leadoff single.
even him is like unique in his own rights too, you know.
One of
And
the first times tonight that they've had their
Mark
leadoff man on
McGuire,
base.
you know,
Now
just
they've got
looked
to
at
find
him.
a way to build
Looks so
on it if they
different.
want to
Sammy
get back
Sosa
in
is
this thing.
one of those guys that's like really unique looking.
Jason
Everybody's
Hayward
got their
will
own
stand
style.
in
They
now.
got like
He
a
struck out and flied out
batting
0 for 2
stance that
thus far.
will always remember, you know.
Strike at the knees,
Like
0-1.
McGuire always
All
have
right,
like this.
leadoff man
My
on
upper
first.
body is so
Here's where you
giant,
gotta
but I'm
start
holding my
clawing
bat
your way
like
back
it's
into this ball game.
it's like
Not
so,
too late,
you know,
but
there's
it
this
needs
little
to start
thing and just kind of go
happening
kind of thing, and where Sosa have this almost like a samurai thing, and he'd tip his feet and then boom, you know. Everybody had like a style, like I mentioned earlier about
He's ready. Now the pitch.
Edgar Martinez
Grounded
have like this
foul
really
toward the third
graceful
base
kind of
dugout.
swing. You know, everyone's kind of style, you know, in some way or another. Where's that anymore? Not all the guys have their style anymore. It's like
Kershaw's 0-2
everybody's trying to
offering.
manufacture,
Swing and a miss on the slider, and
manufacture
that's out
certain,
number 1.
at least certain
That
levels
slider's been an
of
effective pitch for him. No doubt.
ability,
You take a look there
you
what
know?
his pitch breakdown looks like so far.
Grounded
Yeah, it
foul
does feel
off to
like
the right.
a lot of players are manufactured. Like a lot of people got caught or
From the belt. Kicks and
have a
deals.
very short career because
One
they
good
couldn't
fastball deserves another as he
perform
jumps
those
ahead
sort
at
of
0-2 now.
maybe numbers or whatever.
Got in on his hands that time
Like things
before he could
becoming
get that
so
barrel through the zone.
Now a ball
boring
slapped hard the
in a way.
opposite way.
Oh shit!
And he'll have himself a base
Come on, I
hit.
totally caught that. What is this?
Around third and being waved on home.
Oh, I they're
And
gonna
that'll
get
put him
that.
on the board as it's now a
I can't believe I'm
3-1
actually not paying any
contest.
attention on this. Just kind of playing. That's so good.
Even though he's been around for quite some time, he can still get those legs churning when he sees
Yeah,
an
so
opportunity.
things are kind
He makes
of,
it all the way
boring.
around to third on the RBI triple.
but of course, not
Matt
all bad.
Adams
Right? You
comes
still
on
got
with one
people
gone
that you
here as he
always
looks at a
remember. Like,
called strike
you know,
one.
Clayton
And at
Kershaw.
this spot, you
Now
gotta
you're
pitch
looking
with a
at the way he
strikeout here.
pitches,
And this
quite
is
unique.
the
You know,
guy
not a
that's
lot of
gone
pitcher
down
pitching
twice
like
so
that.
far, so you have that in your favor.
He's ready now. The pitch.
But I can't name very
Swinging a
much
ball hit on
guys
the
that you
ground.
just
But
recognize
this will be a
anymore.
foul ball, and it's
Even
still
Barry Bonds,
0-2.
you know. Barry Bonds got this thing where he just kind of, you know, he does this thing and then, you know, like it's nothing, just hits it out of the park.
Comes set. Now the pitch.
talking about the batting stance of Barry Bonds. Remember Gary Sheffield? Gary Sheffield, he played for the Dodgers too for a while. He played for the Marlins. I remember him the most when he was playing for the Marlins. I think he played for somebody else, Padres maybe. Can't remember exactly, but he does this ridiculous, like his like hands like go all the way, like doing this thing like all the way, and then but he still keep the momentum to hit real good. That was cool. Yeah, no, not a lot of batters. Jose Bautista is kind of unique, I would say. You remember the way he hits. For modern player, well, Ichiro's getting old now, but he's got this little aiming thing. He doesn't do very much of that anymore these days either. Who's very unique when it comes to something that you could recognize, you know what that is, kind of thing.
Now the first pitch. And here's a fastball.
Oh, I know. Aoki from, I don't know who he plays now, but he was with the Royals last year. He's got like this really unique batting stance.
Here it comes.
I always remember the way he's bat.
Here's a fastball that crowds him a bit, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, I don't know. Not very much other people.
This is popped high in the air toward the right side of the infield.
Everybody is similar, just who have the better stats now, you know.
So they get a couple of runs on 2 hits, no errors, and no one left aboard.
Yeah, Puig. Puig is actually one of those things. Look at him. He stands still there. It's like a big tree.
And with Adrian Gonzalez just around the corner, we'll see a lefty getting loose in the bullpen now.
I guess there's still some, but just very few these days.
Now here's the pitch.
But you gotta admit, things are, people do ask more and more as everything advances. Because everybody wants the latest and the greatest.
Pitch on the way. And this is swung on and missed.
But you know what you're kind of missing though? Color. It's not as colorful in comparison.
So that'll go down as a strikeout.
You know, a lot of things back then is very cheesy. I'll say they are. They're just so colorful. And it's so colorful, so much memories. Or it could be just nostalgia, right? Whatever. It's an opinion. Could be right, could be wrong. Some may agree, some may not. It's not important. What's important is if you enjoy this or not. I still enjoy baseball.
Howie Kendrick will step in. He homered his last time around. Kendrick waiting, now the pitch. Hangs on him a bit that time as it's belted out toward deep center field. And he will get there as he had to cover
back to the
a lot
game,
of
I
ground
think.
to make that play, and that ends the inning.
It's actually very much like the 14, but I would say it's an updated version of MLB 14, the show. And then I think, yeah, it was the $40. It's good. But then I'm afraid this might be the last one. I don't think they'll be that generous for the next release. A year after, again, I think if they update anything, it's not going to be on the PlayStation 3 version anymore.
He was looking a little shaky in the 6th, so I don't think he's going to be on a real long leash right here.
Good job of holding up on the low ball there, and it's 1-2.
Maybe a good opportunity here to show him a changeup, give him a different look.
Here's another 1-2. Just lucky to make contact on that one as it's chopped foul. Again, a 1-2.
You know, MLB 14, the show, the cover.
And here's a ball hit in the air.
I really like the cover.
And this is going to wind up a foul ball.
I kind of want to trade it off, you know, with some
Another
credits.
1-2 delivery.
Or maybe some money back.
Look out! That one almost got away from him. 2-2 now.
That might be his way of saying.
I kind of don't want to at the same time. You know, 14's got that, you saw that, the top bar is his PS3,
Another
and it's in blue, kind of like the PlayStation 4 style.
Swung on
I think that's when
pretty well out
PlayStation
to
4
deep left
version
field.
first came out, so they're
And
trying
the
to
seventh inning starts with a fly
sort
out
of
here, one away.
make it more recognizable. This is the
Well,
PS4
that was a
era
struggle
kind
with
of
a
thing, I
capital
guess.
F,
But
but
it looks so
finally
nice though.
gets him to lift the fly ball here to hit
And the
nine
box art
pitch
design
at-bats.
and everything,
That'll
I
take some
enjoyed it.
life out of the arm.
So I'm
Now
not
the first
sure if I
pitch.
want to trade it off because it doesn't worth much of anything. As an
Wong
EB games,
is in
only
for the
going to
third
pay
time now as
$2
he
for
takes
that
a
one if I
called
want to trade
strike.
it for
It's
this
0-1.
game.
Yeah, he's definitely still
So
bringing it.
maybe it
It's the
doesn't worth
seventh inning, and
much of
we're still
anything.
hearing the catcher's mitt snapping
When it's
all the
worth
way up
nothing
here.
at all, I should keep it.
Swinging a grounder fouled off to the left.
Maybe
Here's
a
the
friend of
pitch.
mine can benefit from it. Who knows?
Tried to get him to go after one below the knees, but it's 1-2.
On 0-2, if that's a curveball, a changeup, a sinker, then maybe you get a guy to chase. But it's much easier to lay off a pitch down there for him to straight
I
down.
should have somebody to warm up.
John Jay will get his third
Alright.
shot at it here. Bounced out and
Alright.
popped out in his previous.
Because I didn't pay attention. I didn't know Kershaw's actually getting tired. I already pitched 93.
And he'll
Balls.
take strike one on the fastball, registering
Didn't
at
realize I already
93
pitched
that
93
time.
balls.
Some action in the Dodger bullpen now as it appears they have both the lefty
But again,
and
what
the
is it?
right-hander
8th
up
inning,
and
7th
throwing.
inning already,
Boy, and
right?
he's
So
turned things around from that last inning as this pitch is swung
gotta
on
try my
and
best
missed.
not to turn
It's
this
0-2
into
now.
the Kershaw 7, and
Struck
it's
him out, his
not.
8th punch out of the ball game, and that one ends the inning.
I wonder what
1, 2,
everybody
3
think
go
of
the Cardinals.
baseball
They're
curse.
down 3-2.
What do you think of baseball curse? Huh? Or any sports curse?
Juan
I
Uribe
don't know.
will step in now to lead off the home
I actually
half
think
of the seventh.
the Cubs
Here's
might
the
get
first
somewhere
offering.
this year.
Now a
They
ball
seem to have a
pulled
really
hard
solid
with
team,
foul
and
off
I
to
want
the
to see
left.
them to get somewhere. Cubs are cool.
Now here's the pitch. Swinging a shot toward right center. But this will not elude the right fielder's grasp as he ranges over to handle it for the first out. Jock Peterson will dig in. Strikeout victim his last time. First pitch coming. And that's cut on and missed, 0-1. Now, people describe this guy as throwing a heavy sinker. Would you guys agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's hard to explain why that's the case, but it's true. When you run into a guy with a good sinker and lots of movement on it, it just feels like you're hitting a bowling ball. The ball just doesn't go anywhere.
Yasmani Grandal will stand in yet again as we flash you back to the middle inning. This was a turning point.
Let's try a
here.
steal.
A solo home run that was
Nice.
really one of the key at-bats of the ball game to this point.
Yeah, I really don't like the
1-0 on the way.
the stadium
Bounced
monitor
foul to the
thing
left
on
of
the
plate,
outfield
1-1.
where it has the player picture right now. I really don't like it when they do those animations because they had like a couple of them to cycle with,
And a
and
curveball
then
by him that time as
they're
he
kind of
falls
fake.
behind
They're
now,
made for the
1-2.
game.
Bullpen working behind
It's
him,
not very
but you
cool,
know
you know.
this guy does
Especially
not
when it's
want
his
to give
home
up the
run or
baseball.
And he never does. I just don't think that's
touch
in
them
his
all, kind of
mentality.
things like that.
Good bite to that
Like,
sinker as he gets him to swing through.
if it's
into
just the
round
home
number
team,
two.
say like it's the
One thing we can
Dodgers,
say about
they do
this
something
game,
different up
neither
there,
team
you
has been
know?
afraid to swing the bat.
If they can research that
Here
and
we
actually
are,
do,
this late into the ball game, and we still haven't seen our first.
actually do
Andre Ethier will grab
exactly
the bat and hit for the pitcher.
what happens in the stadium, that would be much better. Like that last goal thing you just saw. That doesn't look like it's actually there. And it looks lazy too, you know, some line spots and the last goal logo is too lazy.
And that will conclude matters here in the seventh. Rendell Gritcher is out of the dugout now as it looks like he'll come on and hit for the pitcher Wainwright.
Yeah, you're more Dodger. I'll put you in.
And a new pitcher set to come on now as they turn things over
You know
to
what? Let's have the since
E. Howell.
let's have the closer. Where's the closer? There's no closer here. What's going on? Starting pitchers, closers. I actually don't know who's the closer. That's a set-up pitcher. It's okay. I guess I'll have that Sergio
In
guy
there
do
for
the
strike
last
one,
inning.
0-1. A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. That's taken. Now it's 0-2. And now a pitch on the way. A little bit off the outside. It's 1-2. Now here it comes. And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2. And the pitch. And a big cut at the breaking ball, but he comes up empty, and that's the first out. Matt Carpenter will try and keep it going. 3 for 3 thus far. First pitch hacking here, and that's the first strike. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2. The pitch. And he strikes him out as well, so making back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen. Jason Hayward will try again, 0 for 3 thus far. And this one will be foul back in among the fans. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike.
1-1.
And even with 2 outs, this is a team that can still put something together here, especially in this part of the lineup. So you can't let your guard down.
And a good spot for that pitch is it's chopped foul. He'll try again, 1-2. And he struck him out. And there's the hat trick, and that's his 3rd strikeout of the ballgame. Seth Maness is on out of the bullpen now as he'll take over to start the bottom of the 8th. Jimmy Rollins will try not to stop believing as he'll lead things off for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the 8th. Jay is there to pull this one in, and Rollins.
Why do I feel like I'm getting the trophies so much more frequently on this one than the last one? Does it have more trophy?
Anytime you
Maybe I
can
should
do it
look it
leading
up.
off an inning, that's great. And anytime you can do it on one pitch, that's a full trifecta right there.
And he just gets a piece there as this is chopped foul. Pitch on the way. Out in front a bit as this is pulled down the line to first. But this will get foul for strike 2. Here's the pitch. And this is hit weakly in fair territory up the line. And he'll take this to the bag himself, and there are 2 away now. Yasiel Puig will stand in, and they've been able to hold him in check so far. 0 for 3 to this point.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising that he's been a non-factor in this one.
I'll hold that thought.
Sorry, Cover
Boy. There for round number 3, and the side is retired. Matt Holliday will stand in now to lead things off, and he'll do so against a guy who's definitely in a groove out there.
Yeah, he struck out the side his last time through, and they've got to do something to get this guy out of the role that he's been on.
Sergio Santos will come on now, hoping to wrap this one up here in the top of the 9th. Matt Holliday is in to start things out as he swings and misses at that one. It's strike 1. And Holliday will not offer at that one. It's a ball and a strike. Here it comes.
Is that unstable?
And he'll come back with 1
Whoa,
and
that was
3rd as the
bad.
count moves to 2-1 now.
This is a spot where it helps to have a 2-seam fastball like that so you can work in on the right-hand hitters.
Over towards the dugout, but this one will get into the stands. Here's another 2-2. Has to fight to stay alive as this is fouled off to the right. Here's the 2-2 offering. Take him out of the zone here, and he obliges. Not the greatest of swings there for the first out. Matt Adams will step in. A ground out victim his last time. Off the plate and low here, ball 1. And this winds up inside for a ball. 2-0 now. And now pitch on the way. Big cut at the 2-0 slider, but he comes up empty. 2-1. You have to say they've really had a good game plan for attacking the 3, 4, 5 hitters all game long.
Yeah, and I think the only thing that's better than a game plan has been the execution of that game plan. You're exactly right. They've held this lineup at bay.
This is hit down the right field line, but it's going to get out of play for strike 1. Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1. In line for the victory is Clayton Kershaw should the lead hold. Crowd of over 39,000 on their feet. St. Louis, good night.
Yeah, and you know this home crowd is going to get this drive home happy as their guys come through with a very good win.
Look at that. It doesn't look anything real. Why not just show it real fireworks? Like in the stadium kind of thing instead of So on the screen, that doesn't even look real. Anyway, so that's that. Thank you for staying with me.
Definitely a low-scoring affair.
About this video. I appreciate it.
Line score.
And I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you next time. Take care.
And guys, we were treated to an excellent pitching performance in this one by the gentleman you see right here, Clayton Kershaw. Take a snapshot of that. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, I thought he really pitched well. He ran into a few problems here and there along the way, but aside from that, he was definitely a difference maker out there.
So that's a wrap here tonight. Eric Harros, Steve Lyons, Matt Vasgersian, you've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Facebook at MLB The Show. The Dodgers win it 3-2. Good night from Los Angeles.
For St. Louis, 2 runs.